Hey, what's up guys? Houston here. Look, I'm gonna tell you my 3-step process to use the Transunion hack to get up to $50,000, all right? So here's the thing about it. Many people are not aware of Transunion third-party credit bureau, okay? So their third-party credit bureau is Factor Trust, okay? And why this is important, because this here credit bureau is the one, they will never report the loan on the personal credit, okay? And if you have bad credit, this is the credit bureau you want to use because it makes it so much easier to get a personal loan. Now, again, with these here personal loan using Factor Trust, what ends up happening, usually these are tribal lender, these are payday loans, okay? But I'm gonna show you how to leverage those to help get up to $50,000, all right? So that being said, understanding there's 3 things that can stop you from getting a personal loan using Factor Trust, all right? And so those 3 things is 1, not having an active checking account, okay? So you have to have an active checking account, all right? Number 2 is making sure that you meet the minimum income requirements, all right? Usually I tell you for these here type of loans, you're gonna need income between $800 and $1,000 a month after taxes, okay? That's number 2. Number 3, and this is most important, number 3 is that the information that you put on that application, especially the address, focusing on the address. Sorry about that. Now, focusing on the address mainly. This is so important, all right? TransUnion's third-party credit bureau, Factor Trust, is their financial information gatherer. Okay, so if you ever taken out a loan or credit card and stuff, they hold this information. And so the address that you've had, the old addresses and stuff, this company holds that information. So when you're trying to go for a new loan, if the address on the application is not matching the address which is in that third-party credit bureau, then you can get denied. This is almost 90% chance that you're going to get denied because of this, all right? So that information has to match up. And yes, you can actually get access to your third-party credit bureau file from Factor Trust. You can get access to that information to check it on your own. Right? But the thing about it we're doing is trying to leverage it because we know that these are the type of lenders that more likely not report these loans on your personal credit, and that's very important. So that was that big horn. So some people don't know, I think it's they blow twice. Let me see, twice coming in the port and 3 times leaving the port, or it maybe vice versa or whatever. So that's when you going by these big ships and they're blowing and stuff like that, that's either letting you know they're backing up or they're coming in, all right? Just for those that may want to know, all right? So going back to this third-party credit bureau that you can actually get access to the file. Now, looking at the lenders, like I said, the lenders that are most likely going to work with you are going to be like your direct lenders, your tribal lenders or tribal lender platforms, all right? And so one of your tribal lender platforms would be like Viva Payday Loans, okay? And why they're so important is because they are a platform. So they're going to search to see which lender is willing to work with you. Now, the importance about it, they only go up to $5,000. At the same time, though, is that the interest rates from this lender goes from 5.99 up to 35.99. So it gives you a lower rate when it comes to that. Now, also, you have another lender, which is First Cash Advance, all right? They offer up to $50,000, okay? So they offer up to $50,000 on a personal loan. But again, these type of lenders more likely are not going to report the loan on the personal credit because they're using a third-party credit bureau to identify you. Then you have Upriver. Now, Upriver being a direct lender, a tribal lender, what it is that they go up to $5,000. And the only time that you would see them reporting is that when you start back paying the loan. But you can do a pre-approval without the hard pull. Then you also have another direct tribal lender, which is River Valley. Now, again, I'm going to share with you how to possibly increase this here money so that you can get more money. All right. Now, with River Valley, they can only go up to $3,000. It's a tribal lender. All right. Now, here's the thing about it. What you can do, and you heard me mention this through a couple videos, take that money. Let's just say they give you the $3,000. You can take that money and go over to United Nations Federal Credit Union. Start building a relationship with them through getting a secured loan. Now, with this secured loan, what it is that when you make that $3,000 deposit, they're actually going to give you up to 150%. You can use up to 150% of that loan. Okay, so they give you $3,000. That's $4,500 that you actually have access to. Now, here's the thing about it. What I would do, I would take that extra $1,500. I would take that extra $1,500 and I would go over to Navy Federal if you can get into Navy Federal. And the easiest way to get into Navy Federal is if you don't have an access code, do not buy them. Please do not buy them. You're going to get yourself in trouble. However, if you share the same address with somebody that's a member of Navy Federal, then you can join Navy Federal as well because you share the same address. So it's not military related. Yes, military helps. However, that's another way for you to actually join. Now, there's 4 primary, I usually said 3, but there's actually 4 primary accounts that you want to have with Navy Federal. All right. That's a direct deposit. Okay. Then you want to have a flagship checking account. Now, if you don't get a flagship checking account, a regular checking account is fine, as long as you're making at least 20 transactions that qualifies as a flagship checking account as well. Okay, so that's something that's also. Now, also the pledge loan, that $1,500 I was telling you about, taking that $1,500, maybe putting about $500 in it. You only need 1 pledge loan. All right, this is things that's helping with the internal score, by the way, that goes from 100 to 450. That's the reason I'm telling you this. All right, so then you also want to open up the secured card. All right, now here's the thing about it. When you have bad credit, and there's one other thing. All right, they have the starter CD, which is about $50. All right, so having multiple accounts and you having a bad credit score with Navy Federal, sometimes they would allow that to override, because you have multiple accounts, to give you an unsecured card. All right, so that unsecured card can be up to $5,000. All right, now why this is important, because with that unsecured card, after 90 days of using it, then you can apply to get a credit limit increase. Okay, or you can apply for another card. But the thing about it, you have to update your income and you have to update your rent. All right, that's very important, and you do that inside the app. That being said, lenders that I would suggest you go with, that are other low-hanging fruit to help you get access to the personal loans. All right, those accounts is going to help you build your base. Okay, so like with the pledge loan, it's a primary account and stuff, and you can do the pledge loan hack. That's going to boost up your credit score. All right, so excuse me for talking fast. I've been out here all day. Now, again, one of the things that I would tell you to do, you may want to look at BCU. Okay, BCU is Baxter Credit Union. Okay, now with Baxter Credit Union, they use Transunion Vantage 3. All right, this is so important because this is where you're going to get your leverage from. Since they use Transunion Vantage 3, This means that you can add an authorized user. So you can buy an authorized user, but it has to be the right type of authorized user. That authorized user can age the credit file, as well as it help pushes down your DTI, your debt to income ratio, okay? And so, and which helps boost up the credit score. Now, with Baxter Credit Union, you would join through the Life Money U program, all right? And also, you would probably want to garden a relationship. And the way you garden a relationship, you would want to get a secured loan and a secured card. So you'll take another $500. That extra $1,500, take from that. Okay, take $500 and put $250 into a secured card, $250 into a secured loan. So that's going to add 2 more primary trade lines onto the credit file. All right. At the same time, opening up a checking account with them, and what you're doing, you're guarding a relationship, and you're giving. Some people say 60. I tell you always do 90 days. You can do 60 and then apply. But at the same time, when you join them, just keep in mind they may want to do a phone consultation. All right. So they're Vantage 3. Then another Vantage 3 lender that you want to do the same process with is Viridian. Okay. So Viridian uses Habitat of Humanity to join. Okay, but at the same time, they may want to do a phone consultation as well. All right, but the thing about it is being able to join multiple credit unions, and you don't want to go to Navy Federal for the personal loan. You just want to join Navy Federal so you can get access to that. You want to get access to their secured loan. Okay, their pledge loan, and then building your relationship with them will give you unsecured credit cards. You don't want to go after their personal loans. You want to go over to BCU and to Viridian, because it'll make it much easier for you to get access to their loans, because they use a Vantage 3 TransUnion. Okay, so I hope this video helps you. If you have any question about business credit funding, personal credit funding, removing negative items off the credit, click the link in the description. Schedule a one-on-one consultation. Thank you.